This one says, remember the old days when tweeting meant stabbing a hooker?
Bob liked that one.
Super Dave, why is there an app for everything except how to rape a baby?
Jesus.
Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well,
Are you serious?
Well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years
Did
ago.
you just write that?
I didn't write it.
Did you just say that?
No, I read it, yes.
You read that?
What about this?
Go ahead.
Read this one.
I can prove God exists if I can just find that damn receipt from our brunch in heaven.
That is so funny. That is so fucking funny.
Oh, this one's actually topical. We could nip March Madness in the bud if we watch for the warning signs of brooding antisocial February fever.
Who is writing this? You're doing this. This is your life.
Well, this Lindsay Lohan can't swim a stroke, but she sure knows every dive in town.
That one I liked. That was my favorite. I'm keeping this.
That is a favorite.
Do you know the Harlem Shake?
Yeah, I've seen it on every single commercial.
You've seen it. Then you'll appreciate this joke. I remember back when the Harlem Shake was just a black fella holding me upside down off a fire escape trying to collect his money.
Can you find out what the quickest way is to the Santa Monica Freeway, please?
Sure, junkyard dogs are mean, but the meanest dogs are generally found guarding concentration camps. And it says here, there's a note. Early versions of the Jim Croce's 1973 smash hit Big Bad Leroy Brown. Do you remember that song?
Oh my God.
Concentration. But this says on this piece of paper that Bad Leroy Brown initially included the line meaner than a concentration camp dog, but Croce decided it was unpleasant to the ear. And it was also offensive to Jews, gypsies, and homosexuals. Little did it matter, Croce would be dead within the year.
I have here the last joke.
Make Super Dave laugh.
Super Dave, I just wanted to tell you, Alfred the Great may well be the greatest monarch in the history of England. The worst, Richard the Goat Fucker.
And we're going to do some jokes. You like jokes?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're just going to do them here. This Easter Sunday, here, you want to read this one time?
Yeah.
This seems like more of your kind of joke. You can do it in the camera if you want, whatever you want to do.
This Easter Sunday, Snoop Dogg gets to say, Christ is risen.
You want to do a joke?
Sure.
Just go into the camera.
We wear new clothes on Easter to represent Christ's triumphant appearance to the stunned apostles in his sharp two-button blazer by Hugo Boss. What the fuck?
The guy who did the voice of Charlie Brown, he was arrested for stalking his girlfriend this week. He also said the next time Lucy grabs away the football, he's going to cut that bitch.
I guess I read one, yeah. President Obama continues to shamelessly wage class warfare. Today he announced a steep new tax on shiny top hats.
I don't know if this counts as an NCAA Cinderella story, but one of the Marquette players said he had help making his uniform from a bunch of singing mice and birds.
I read a story. A 17-year-old kid who stole a plane, crashed it, and survived. Why don't we make the whole plane out of that kid? That seems logical, right?
It makes sense, right? There you go. Adam Egan.
Warning to the Easter Bunny, don't put all your eggs in one basket, fella.
They say the world's a smaller place than it used to be, but I think that's an optical illusion based on me becoming a big fat guy.
Growing up, I never would have believed that one day I'd need a computer just to masturbate.
It is strange when you think about it, though.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah,
Remember, you used to need nothing like that.
The Sears catalog.
Sears catalog, maybe.
National Geographic.
Exactly.
A van in the woods.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go, why am I looking at the bra section of Sears catalog? I'm not in the market for a bra. But, you know. Here you go. Try a joke.
I'm sure
Adam
my
Egan's-
parents wondered why those were always piled up in my room, the brassiere
Yes.
section. You know, rolled up into balls under the bed. Soggy balls of paper. Soggy balls of newsprint.
Hey, speaking
lying
of
around the
balls,
house.
John Hamm has a big dick. That's it. Oh no, wait. John Hamm has a big dick. I could have told you that, but I don't suck and tell.
Okay. A Swedish Bond girl, Britt Eklund, told Piers Morgan this week that she was seduced by Warren Beatty after the legendary Lothario took her to an X-rated movie for their first date. This is what I have to say about that. Hey, Warren, stop stealing my moves. Oh, I think you'll like this one. I'm giving Tom the best ones. I
That
think.
is your move, by the way.
Thank you. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, but I invented the light bulb up my ass.
Always ahead of his time.
Come on, man. Oh,
Come on, man.
doing
It's-
jokes.
Come on, it's fun doing jokes.
Yeah.
It's the delivery. Just,
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Octomom is facing jail time for committing welfare fraud. Who didn't see that one coming? I mean, seriously, a single mother of 8.
Is that even a joke? I am not a big fan of video games where you cannot kill a prostitute. I like the ones where,
Oh, that Grand Theft Auto.
yes.
That was the hook for that game. That's really what
It
people
was.
Really
got
was.
excited about.
Yeah,
Throw the
there's
girl
no doubt
over
about
the-
it.
Inevitably, somebody would always say, "Hey, you know what the great thing is? You can drive down this alley and you can kill a prostitute."
That was the thing people talked about most at that game.
That's why that game took off.
I agree.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
What a
We are a messed up.
Oh, this is perfect
society.
for you.
The thing I miss most about the 70s is rolling a number and giving my old lady some head.
Celebrating April 1st birthdays. This is a sort of news thing. Russian pianist Sergei Rachmaninoff, who was born on this day in 1872.
Yeah, I know that dude.
Rapper Method Man is 41. Debbie Reynolds turns 80 today. Rachel Maddow is 39. And former German Chancellor Helmut Schmidt would have been 95 today. April Fools. Former German Chancellor Helmut Schmidt is alive and well. We got to do an April Fools, right? Oh my God, Tom. What about this one, Tom?
I love Lou Gehrig, but I'm not going to stand up in front of 1 million people and brag that I'm the luckiest man in the world because some doctor's named a disease after me. Confidence is one thing, but arrogance is the worst disease of them all.
I agree with that.
I also agree with that. It's funny and true. One day, in the hopefully not too distant future, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is going to hear a loud popping sound. The sound of his head coming out of his own ass.
A Miami, Florida pimp is in custody after forcing a 13-year-old prostitute to have his name tattooed on her eyelids when she threatened to run away from him. Roman Thomas III faces charges of human trafficking, false imprisonment, lewd and lascivious exhibition, and delivery of a controlled substance to a child. You know, I know the scriptures say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged," but you know, I'm just going to come out and say it. This Roman Thomas III guy, this guy's a real jerk. Yeah, it's fun doing jokes.
Yeah.
For you.
Let's do it.
This
Do
one's-
it funny.
This one's like two pages long and cut off at the end.
Come on, man. Do your best. Give it your
But
best.
it's not even complete.
Give it your
All
best
right.
shot, man.
Troubled starlet Lindsay Lohan had a cameo on Anger Management last week and managed to shock the cast and crew by showing up on time and even early. Later in the week, the Mean Girls actress was looking decidedly chipper as she posed on the red carpet at a clothing store launch in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Perhaps Lindsay is getting a jump start on her upcoming mandatory 90-day rehab, or Maybe bartenders are just asking her to land someplace else, knowing the way liquor. Cuts off.
What are you talking about? Okay. Hey, news media, leave Kim Kardashian alone, will you? She's pregnant. Of course she's gonna gain weight. And if anyone knows about rapid weight gain, it's me. You know, I went to see the doctor about it, and he told me to open my mouth and say oink. I thought that was a little out of line, Tom. Here's a historical one for Tom Green.
I think enough time has passed since 1947 where I can safely admit it. I wish I was the guy who finally wiped that annoying smirk off the Black Dahlia's face.
Oh, here's the rest of that joke. Adam Egan finishing off the joke.
Makes her fly. Note, you know I can understand why someone in show business would want to drink liquor to soothe and steady her nerves. Why some people I know I drink liquor and get so steady they can't even move.
Oh my God. Okay.
Music is the universal language, but one day soon it will be replaced by Chinese.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel the same way about slaves as I do about shirts with flame patterns on them. I don't want to be friends with anyone who owns either of them.
Mickey Mantle knew two things: drinking and playing drunk baseball.
Why doesn't Applebee's call their appetizers appletizers? And why doesn't that waitress I met at TGI Fridays ever call me back?
This administration is cutting back drastically on military spending, but doesn't think our defense capabilities will be compromised? How so? I'll tell you how so. Groupons. Remember Groupons?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember Groupons.
Here's one you'll like. I think you'll like it.
A worldwide scientific study confirms a long-held suspicion. No one anywhere likes drum circles. That is some wild stuff.
That was pretty good.
Really good.
That is wild.
That was a pretty good impression. Adam Egan with a joke.
Justin Bieber's monkey has been quarantined, which reminds us how far we've come since headlines about Pearl Harbor and D-Day.
Eat my dog shit snowman!
In the coffee shop line today, I hear the guy behind me say, I like to start by biting the ears off. And I had to pray, please, God, let him be talking about a chocolate Easter bunny.
Earlier this week, Aaron Jackson of Topeka, Kansas, painted his house the colors of the Gay Pride rainbow flag in direct protest of the Westboro Baptist Church. When that didn't seem to work, Jackson fucked 3 of his best buds on his front lawn. This next one here, it says, Chipotle has canceled its planned sponsorship of the Utah Boy Scout event due to the BSA's ban on gay leaders and scouts. Ironic how an all-male anti-gay organization would want to put hot, thick loads of beef and sour cream in their mouth.
Okay. We get the idea. You hate gay guys. Let's just do the last one. Jesus Christ.
I have here the last joke.
This one, it's former Tennessee Titans cheerleader Elizabeth Lee Garner, 42, is accused of pulling a 12-year-old boy's pants off and offering him oral sex. The boy refused her advances not because he was 12, but because he was a die-hard Colts fan.
It's time for jokes. Why did the moron throw the clock out the window?
Why?
Because it reminded him of Richard Clock, the man convicted of knife raping his wife. Good God Almighty.
You know,
Jesus.
it used to be all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that one was coming.
Veterinarians in Colorado have reported that marijuana use is on the rise amongst dogs. They say you'll know if your dog is too high if it starts making a really tall sandwich.
My doctor told me I should start juicing, you know?
I mean,
But the problem is, I don't think he meant ham juicing. Yeah, I squeezed a ham and I got some juice out of it.
oh, I thought you. All right, I thought you were gonna, you know.
Stupid.
Really?
Well, I'm fat. I'm so fat when I get my shoe shined, I have to take the boot black's word for it.
You haven't seen your penis in 3 weeks. I'm keeping it clean.
Jesus Christ.
Well, is that what fat people say?
My penis? Porn actor Ron Jeremy is back at work after having open heart surgery. I think this is interesting. The name of his next feature is going to be called I'm going to have to sit down for most of this. Dance like no one is watching, sing like no one is listening, love like you've never been hurt, and fuck like a goddamn retard.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
My brother-in-law is so stupid, right? He came up with a bucket list. You know what a bucket list?
Oh, sure. Big
You know what his first thing on the bucket list was? Committing suicide. Isn't that retarded? Huh? Have you heard about the four NFL players that are coming out of the closet?
No.
It's about time, I think. I think it's high time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't it strange that there's nobody come out of the closet in an entire sport of football where there's 2,000 players, and you know there's gay people playing football. So there's a great deal of speculation on who the four openly gay, the four NFL football players that are going to be openly gay are, and nobody knows. Anyways, whatever. My guess is it's those four that are all sucking each other's cocks.
Because of droughts all over Europe, scientists are predicting a global shortage of olive oil. Soon the world will know how Popeye felt after the death of his wife.
Olive oil. Remember how fucking skinny and ugly she is and they'd always want to fuck her? How about this? It takes forever to get a pilot's license. Think about this. It takes forever, not forever, but it takes years of training to get a pilot's license. But it only takes a couple of minutes to steal a pilot's jacket and hat.
I have here the last joke.
Barbara Walters is planning to announce her retirement. What's next for Babs? Death.
I think there's nothing cooler than being a lone wolf, except at wolf picnics when you don't have a partner for the wolf wheelbarrow races.
The Octomom has reportedly been evicted from her California home. The mother of 14 children packed up and left their property in Palmdale after being asked to leave for not paying her rent for the month of April. The single parent, whose real name is Nadia Suleman, exited leaving a huge mess and the stench of urine inside the pad. Wait, it says here the urine has been traced back to Adam Egget.
Now, call me crazy, but I take orders from Martians who send secret messages beamed out from the antenna at the top of the Empire State Building.
Richard the Goat Fucker. A Florida man was arrested for stealing a truck filled with $75,000 worth of Campbell's soup. I, for one, hope this guy goes away for good.
Wow, there you go.
Okay, so my girlfriend and I have a deal where we have one celebrity that we can sleep with, and it's not considered cheating. Mine is that woman who plays Medea.
I don't know that.
It's Tyler Perry.
Oh.
It's Earth Day, the one day of the year where you can jerk off outside and nothing bad can happen. I don't know what Earth Day is. So much of these are gay.
A new study shows that most men can identify a gay man by his face alone. It's the face that's buried in another man's asshole.
Do you ever do a joke like this? These are pre-vetted, so they're not filthy.
Apparently, someone in Germany stole 5 metric tons of Nutella. Police haven't arrested anyone yet, but they are questioning Gunther Hogsbargen, the 700-pound man that smells like chocolate and hazelnuts, who guards the Nutella storage. That's funny.
Yeah, what about this? This is what you were talking about earlier, 42.
I love the movie 42. It's Chadwick Boseman like you've never seen him before. Because you've never seen him before. I get that.
Yeah, man.
All right. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, says the guy who didn't shove a bunch of Reese's up his ass.
Amanda Bynes is a lush blonde who's quickly turning into a blonde lush.
Have you ever heard of this? Where people make up porn star names? They take their childhood pet's name and then they combine it with the street name. So anyways, mine would be Dick Fuckington. I lived on Fuckington Crescent. Oh, how about this? College freshman Scott Damerow, Larry, set a new world record by using his head to bust 142 eggs, and he now officially holds a place in the Guinness Book of Fucking Retards. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Why are these dirty? This is a great one for you, Larry.
If you were a Russian prostitute on a date with serial killer Andrei Chikatilo, a.k.a. the Rostov Ripper, and he couldn't achieve an erection, that was not your lucky day.
No.
All right, this guy's going to go to prison.
Yeah.
And he's really scared. He's worried. He's scared. He's got to go to prison. A friend says, "Are you gay?" That's a funny joke. The Al-Qaeda online magazine Inspire has a recipe for a homemade bomb. They also have a recipe for a pretty darn good peach cobbler.
So they're not all bad, you know? You know, my clothes, Larry, make me look slimmer.
Are you gay?
But they did not fool that flight of stairs that collapsed under my astonishing new girth. Well, what about this? I loved Liberace, but with all due respect, man, if you kicked that guy in the ass, 100 cocks would fall out.
Are you gay?
You want to read a joke?
Yeah, man. Who wrote these jokes? I'd like to do something about a film or something. Fast and Furious 6 opens next week. The cast is getting a little older. It's less fast and furious and more like brisk and peeved.
Richard the Goat Fucker. A good name for a dog is Syndrome. That then when he tries to attack someone, you can yell "Down, Syndrome."
I've never gotten a decent explanation as to how Popeye the Sailor Man lost his eye.
Are you gay?
In my opinion, if we're going to fight the war on terror, a good place to start would be our country's haunted houses.
That's no goddamn haunted house.
ZZ Top saying that every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man, but you know what they're not crazy about? Gross long beards. Movie star and award-winning director Ben Affleck has vowed to live for one day on $1.50, or as Adam Egget calls it, a raise.
In England, a woman was arrested for throwing a birthday party for her 16-year-old son that included marijuana, alcohol, and strippers.
Are you gay?
Now she's got even bigger problems. What to do for his 17th birthday.
Oh, horses must love that they're the go-to animals when saying a guy has a huge cock. I bet giraffes have huge cocks, I'm sure of it. But let's face it, Kevin, no one's ever going to say, that guy is hung like a giraffe, unless his cock is yellow and has brown spots on it. In which case, who cares how big his fucking cock is? He has weeks to live.
Tomorrow is National Secretary's Day.
Which is true.
Is that right? I plan on getting my secretary the same thing I always do. A big fat goosing.
Remember the good old days back when MILF stood for mentally ill ladies I'd like to fuck?
Tim Tebow's time in New York wasn't a total loss. He had a monument built to him in Central Park. A bench. They say there's no people like show people. But now scientists have found show people are genetically linked to the Laplanders and the Finns.
Richard the Goat Fucker.
Hey, you want to read a joke? This is where we read jokes.
I had a feeling, okay. Despite all the advances in veterinary medicine and racing technology, the Kentucky Derby record set by Secretariat 40 years ago still stands. The reason?
Still stands?
Yeah.
What is the reason?
Today's horses are total pussies.
Oh. Well, listen to this. Catherine Zeta-Jones admitted she is bipolar half the time. She's deliriously happy, and the other time she has to suck an old man's cock. That's dirty. Come on, man. Let's be.
If tampons are called sanitary napkins, how unsanitary must regular napkins be?
Can you see like George Carlin doing that or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scientists have found a submerged mass of granite off the coast of South America that they're calling the Brazilian Atlantis. Damn it! I want to be called the Brazilian Atlantis.
Are you gay?
It's a true story, actually. I once missed a day of cosmetology school, and later I had to make a makeup class.
Hey, how about this? The Dalai Lama said that killing in the name of religion is unthinkable. Hey, thanks, Dalai Lama. I'm sure everybody will fucking listen to you. No one listens to the Dalai Lama.
No one. Yesterday was Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, which was awkward for Adam Egget. Do you know how hard it is to fuck a whore with her kid on the edge of the bed playing Nintendo? I mean, that is a hard job.
Whatever.
No, but seriously.
No, yeah, it's fine.
You set yourself up for it. You live that kind of fucking lifestyle, man.
I like hotels. They make your bed, make your dinner, send housekeepers up to watch you masturbate. It's a dream.
Come on, man. The parents of Honey Boo Boo are getting married this week. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds fucking retarded. What?
I assume anyone smiling is on meth.
Are you gay?
According to a new survey, Robin Roberts is America's most trusted news anchor. America's. No. This is a super funny joke.
Okay, I'm excited.
According to a new survey, Robin Roberts, do you know who she is? She had myodysplasia.
Yeah,
According to a new survey, Robin Roberts is America's most trusted news anchor. And America's least trusted news anchor? Matt Lyer.
Wow. It's either Sesame Street or Dickensian. I don't know which one.
But you know there's a Matt Lauer.
Yes.
There we are.
From the headlines of this now.
Ariel Castro, the Cleveland kidnapper and rapist, must have had a very difficult upbringing. His last name's the same as a ruthless dictator, and his first name's the same as an adorable little red-haired mermaid.
Mermaid?
Mermaid. It's mermaid. So it's just
It is time for the last joke.
Oh,
I have here the last joke.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive. This is a study that took place at the University of... Yeah, I'll do it another week. It's such a funny joke.
Another week.
Well, it's such a funny
All right,
joke.
yeah.
No, I'll say it.
All right.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive than men without beards. More great work from the University of Bob Seger. Read jokes.
yes.
We read jokes on this show, Nick.
Yes.
It's
All right.
easy. Then you don't have to think of them yourself.
Yes.
I love it. I hate
Yeah.
thinking.
Yes.
Read that
yes.
thing.
Yes.
Can I read it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
A Florida University student was caught streaking on campus and apparently told police he was on acid and asked them to cut his dick off. Boy, these kids today are crazy. In my day, we didn't need drugs. We would just cut our own dicks off.
Yeah, you didn't need no fucking acid and shit. What about this? There's a new 3D version of The Great Gatsby, coming. I saw it.
I just saw it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you see it in 3D?
No.
Oh, in 3D.
I don't like wearing glasses.
It was almost like the sober examination of the unrestrained materialism and absolute moral center of the Roaring '20s jumped right out at you. Here, what about this, Nick? Read this one. That's a good one.
I think my doctor might be retarded.
Why?
His name is Dr. Retardo.
Oh.
It's a good chance.
What about this? 42-year-old Richard Swanson set out to dribble a soccer ball from Seattle to Brazil, but got hit by a car in Oregon and died. Well, at least he got to die loving what he do. At least he got to die doing what he loved, Nick. Dribbling a soccer ball in traffic. No, that's not nice. But here,
That's
here,
okay.
you like this.
One of the most popular documentaries on Netflix is
Jiro Dreams of Sushi?
Jiro Dreams of
I've
Sushi.
seen that. That's very good.
That's
You
a
have?
fantastic
Yeah.
One of the
documentary.
least popular documentaries, Jiro Shiro Nightmares of Acid Rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That
Unwatchable.
I actually did. I liked it. The DVD commentary.
Pain and Gain, the new movie directed by Michael Bay. Reviewers are calling it everything from shit to fucking shit. Hey, listen, have you noticed my enormous weight gain?
Yes.
I've gained
No.
45 pounds. I'm telling you, my manager, my landlord rather, he managed to get rid of 230 pounds of ugly fat. He evicted me.
What?
Here, read
oh,
this.
I thought you.
No, read this.
I want to read that one again.
Here, read that.
Sure, we all know about Norm's astonishing weight gain, but I think it's become a bit wearisome. So let's agree to stop having fun at his expense.
Here, let Adam Eager read one.
Yeah, Adam, what the fuck?
I give you 3 good ones.
Dick.
4 of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft were offensive tackles, which is a great thing to tell your wife as the love drains from her eyes.
This one's more like a factoid.
Danny DeVito looks like one of those guys with a short but thick penis.
Right? He has to have the thickest fucking cock. You know, dogs and humans love to run because it apparently gives them a natural high similar to that of marijuana, according to the University of Arizona.
Wow.
After running what are called cannabinoids, the chemical found in marijuana that gives you a feeling of euphoria, are higher in humans and dogs, and this encourages them to run again. To 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. Oh, this is your kind of joke,
zoned
man.
out.
This reminds me of your kind of joke.
All right.
Just from hearing you read jokes.
Oh, I like this. I like the theme that that this one has. A man in Taiwan reportedly cut off his own penis to win an argument with his wife. That reminds me of that episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, where Raymond forgot Deborah's birthday and had to cut his own cock off.
Isn't it weird that you can go to a doctor and go, you know how I have a cock?
Before we begin, I have a quick public service announcement. Fuck Martha Stewart.
It's meta.
Meta.
Do you like the meta comedy?
Meta World Peace comedy.
Yeah.
Only comedy I like.
Hey, Barbara Walters is retiring.
I can understand why Barbara Walters is retiring. It must be exhausting occasionally appearing on The View.
Right? You ever been on that show?
I've been on it so many times.
You know how I have a cock? Hey, a Papa, what do you call that? Papa John's?
Oh, okay.
A Papa John's delivery man has been arrested for allegedly selling more than $40,000 in cocaine hidden in pizza boxes.
Jesus.
To undercover police officers. This raises an important question. Where's all that pizza that was supposed to go in those boxes? Can I have them to eat? I'm a big fat guy. You know how I have a cock? Hey, Sesame Street introduced its very first Latino character, Armando. But it's not going great. Apparently on the first day, he got into a knife fight and stabbed the letter A. It's silly.
That's silliness.
Yeah.
That's cute.
They're all fine people.
The FDA is investigating health risks posed by Wrigley's new caffeinated gum. Well, where the hell was the FDA when York peppermint patties were making people shiver and having involuntary orgasms?
What was that?
Fuff, fuff, fuff.
You know how I have a cock?
Are you gay?
Fuff, fuck.
How would that go? Like, eat one and then go.
All right, Adam, you do that one. Eat it and have it. Eat it.
Like, eat it.
Eat it.
That's how you.
Oh,
that's
God.
how he comes? Jesus Christ.
God, you need to take Mr. Furley's Burbank hotel class on coming on strangers' fucking
I should have
tits
mugged.
and shitting on poor girls from Nebraska who are here to audition for fucking White Shadow. They're covered in a fucking brown cloud of fucking Furley nightmare mist. Jesus Christ.
Adam. Hey.
Eat my dog shit snowman!
Oh, what's that mean? What's a dog shit
I don't
snowman?
know, man.
A real thing?
And I hope not. Furley could build it, if anybody could.
Oh, my God. Hey, Time Magazine named the top 100 most influential people in the world, Nick. The top 100 include Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, Jimmy Kimmel, In Your Face, Yuli Moray, president of the Swiss Confederation.
Nowadays, most teenagers don't watch their favorite shows on actual TV sets. Instead, they just blow each other.
That's probably true. That
Yeah.
one's more of a comment, really.
Yeah, that's a website.
What are you whispering about? We gotta go? 20 seconds, man, to read that joke.
I have here the last joke.
How many people have to die before we finally do something about dropping pianos?
The latest Archie comic shows gay character Kevin kissing his boyfriend Devin. Another barrier will be broken next month when, in a dream sequence, Jughead will be show fisting Betty Crocker.
God damn, you're illiterate.
It's a show fit.
Barbara Walters announced that she's retiring from The View. Well, actually, she announced it 5 years ago, but no one could hear her over those yammering bitches. See?
Filthy old bag. Hey, how about this one? They say pimping ain't easy, Andy. But what they won't tell you, it is much, much more difficult being a prostitute. Pimping is pretty easy. I don't know if you ever pimped, but...
It's hard to believe that the entire cast of Saved by the Bell is now dead.
It's hard to believe that. Hey, George Clooney, hey, George Clooney, you know how I have a cock? George Clooney may be a dapper fellow, dude. Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us. You know how I have a cock? I wonder if he does. I don't even know if that's true.
If there's two things I'm 100% sure are true, it's that number one, no means no, and number two, you should never take no for an answer.
You know how I have a cock? Kind of a puzzle.
That's a little conundrum. There is a new service called Sidecar.
He whacks off just
where
like the rest
if you
of
ride
us.
somewhere, you will be picked up by a stranger and driven to your location. However, in a few months, the company plans on going back to its original name, Cut My Cock Off.
Oh, my Lord. Do this one now.
That's great. Accomplished comedian.
What is accomplished?
Did you write this one?
This is not against it.
Accomplished.
This is not against anybody.
Accomplished. Okay. Accomplished comedian Sinbad has a.
He's accomplished.
Yeah, you're right.
Very
He is.
accomplished.
It's like Byron Allen.
Yes.
Accomplished comedian Sinbad has announced he's filing for bankruptcy for the second time.
The second time.
Oh, God, it's so retarded. Sounds like things have gone from Sinbad to sin worse. Cut my cock off.
Oh, my Lord. All right, listen, man, a lot of people talk about masturbating to the Sears catalog when they were younger, you know?
Yes, I've looked through them.
You know, because of nowadays with the porn and everything. But I'm a lot older than that. Back in my days, you actually had to go to a Sears store and fucking whack off. Organist Ray Manzarek died this week at the age of 74. The curse of the Doors. Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us.
My aunt turned her house into a bed and breakfast. I guess she woke up and said, cut my cock off.
Oh, my Lord.
Cut my cock off.
Oh, my Lord.
Eat my dog shit snowman!
There are over 10,000 missing person cases in America.
Cut my cock.
I hope I'm not telling tales out of school, but I think the answer to where these missing people is very clear.
Cut my cock off.
Johan Vandersloot. Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us. Never trust a black guy wearing a Dirk Nowitzki jersey.
Cut my cock off.
Listen, whenever someone says, I have a couple irons in the fire, I think, is one of them a job-writing blacksmithing metaphor? What?
Eat my dog shit snowman!
But let me tell you this, if the Miami Heat win the NBA championship this year, I will eat my hat. It's not that I care or think they're going to win. I just want to eat my hat. You know you've gained too much weight, by the way, when your chair guy refuses to work with you anymore. But go ahead. You know what show I would like to go on? Eating strawberry shortcake with the stars. Drinking gravy with the stars.
Is it hard to not drink on this work? No, not here, because nobody drinks.
You think
here.
this probably means I'm fucking sucking somebody's cock, right? But it's taking Ready Whip and spraying it in my mouth.
See, that's how you eat Ready Whip? How do you think?
Here we go, the final joke.
I have here the last joke.
This year's most popular iPhone game is Clash of the Clans.
Clash of the Clan, the most popular
Yeah.
iPhone game.
The least popular iPhone game, Cut My Cock Off.
Oh my Lord. That's what you chose? Is the final joke?
You chose it.
The section where we do jokes.
Yeah.
You don't have to think of them. They're written
For
on
the
blue
first
cards.
time in the show.
Yeah, the first time in the show. We do jokes. We stop our Mark Maron-like grilling of your personal life. Be a Mark Maron.
I don't have a Mark Maron.
Mark Maron gets it a lot, like anything you say. I get it, I get it. Were you jealous of him? Okay, so here's a joke. This seems like a Gilbert Godfrey joke.
Okay. Today is the 11th birthday of President Obama's youngest daughter, Sasha, or as I like to call her, the uppity one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Cut my cock off.
I'm a regular Mozart.
But now, Gilbert, we're into those hazy, crazy, lazy days of summer, especially those of us who are over-medicated schizophrenics who live near smoky industrial parks.
That's kind of like a Care Bear joke.
Cut my cock off.
Oh, do you know how T for 2 goes?
Yes.
All right, here's one for you. Here, you read this joke while he's putting his glasses on.
What the hell is that?
What?
I think there's some trouble over at Craigslist. I went on there this morning and I saw an ad. Someone to kill Craig's wife.
My dog shit snowman.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. You know that sweet old song, T for 2?
Certainly. Why, certainly.
My dog shit snowman.
Nobody near us to see us or hear us? I think those people wanted to get down to some serious fucking.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Here, read this.
You didn't see that one coming.
Here, I think the reason I most look forward to China ruling the earth is that all of their last names sound like slang for cock. You know what I mean? I'll tell you a joke.
My dog shit snowman.
Why is it so different to find pornography about people in stable monogamous relationships?
Why is it so what?
Different?
Different? Difficult.
Over 28,000 rivers in the past decade.
That's weird.
That is weird.
My theory is they sold it into the sordid world of underground river sex trafficking.
That's a really good punchline. A very suspect premise. Here's got this joke. A man in France tried to rob a bank using underwear as a mask. The cops put him in jail right after a quick debriefing. It was that long.
Oh, this one I wrote.
Yeah.
I've been doing it. I opened with this one. Yeah. I'm going to be doing it on Woody Woodbury show.
Woody Woodbury.
Next week. You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again.
The world's second oldest man died this week at 113. Good news for the third oldest man in the world, who also got bad news this week. He's dying.
Second.
I have here the last joke.
This is a joke that he gave. He says he's doing in his act, and it's killing me.
This one's great.
That he closes with this, and everyone seems to relate to it.
An answering machine for that?
Yeah, right? Says it doesn't
Michael Douglas claims that oral sex can lead to throat cancer, which might shed some light on why Adam Egate prefers to lick men's assholes. I'll be doing that on Woody Woodbury's show next week.
Get this, we have jokes for you.
Cut my cock off.
Eat my dog shit snowman!
Scientists now say that trout can communicate with each other with certain physical gestures. Geez, just when you thought trout couldn't get more fascinating.
Mondays aren't actually worse than any other day, according to a group of researchers who've never read a Garfield comic. Richard the Goat Fucker.
Archaeologists evacuating a trash pit at the Jamestown colony site in Virginia have found direct evidence of human cannibalism. It's believed to be the first historical occurrence of someone eating a bag of dicks.
Two women accused of using sorcery have been beheaded in a remote village in Papua New Guinea. A team of police rushed to the scene but were forced to stand by and watch the victims being decapitated with axes as locals refused to let them come to their aid. Norm, if you ever go to a remote village in Papua New Guinea, at all costs, avoid using sorcery.
All right, a Las Vegas woman was arrested after hiding a stolen Rolex in her vagina. Well, now Bruce Jenner's just gone too far.
Bill Clinton says he wouldn't be surprised if someday we are visited by aliens from outer space. Leading Democratic presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton said, shouldn't you be getting a blowjob somewhere?
Las Vegas is now home to a 550-foot-tall Ferris wheel. Also drawing thousands to Las Vegas, whores.
Health officials in Texas raided the home of 60-year-old sisters and found over 100 cats. The cats are named Bootsy, Lola, Tippy, Cornelia, Fluffy, Minerva, Ringo, Jasper, Charlie, Spanky, Snooks, Doodle, Wally, Happy Pants, Zeke, Veronica, Dolly, Clyde, Ajax, Rusty, Puffball, those were two, Snuffy, Sylvia, Mr. Moody, Leonardo, Zeke again, apparently, for some reason, Tawana,
Don't comment.
Even Rude, Nimrod, Sylvester, Skee-Ball, Toots,
Okay,
Jupiter, Lady...
All right, this is the last joke.
I have here the last joke.
The street drug Special K has been found to be an excellent treatment for depression. This according to the New England Journal of Gary Busey.
After being drafted in the 7th round by the Rams, Michael Sam kissed his boyfriend. The celebration didn't end there because on ESPN2 there was full insertion.
It's time for this week's This Week I Learned. Adam, there's a thing we do. This Week I Learned.
This week, I learned that cum tastes like nickels.
Oh.
Is that true?
That cum tastes like nickels?
Yeah, that's funny.
This is interesting. A study has found that the average high school prom goer now spends $1,000, or $2,000 if you count the abortion. Have you ever been with a girl that had an abortion?
Sir.
Sir.
This guy goes in and they go, hey, 10th one's free. Hit his card.
I do have a lot of abortions.
Under your belt. A Westchester parking enforcement officer stole $89,000 in quarters. How much laundry does this guy need to do?
No, this is a good performing joke.
Sadly, the man behind the voice of Tony the Tiger died at 64. His last words, I don't feel great. I gave it something.
Yeah.
Are these left over from when you did updates?
Oh, boy. Two strangers were arrested for having sex on a plane. How about that, huh? You know who I feel sorry for? The guy in the middle seat. Oh, here's a good one.
Are these from the audience they write them? Did you read them? Did you write them or the audience?
Sure.
No. Neil Patrick Harris posed nude for the cover of Rolling Stone.
This is a true story. Neil Patrick Harris posed nude for...
Am I reading it wrong?
No, just saying it's a true story.
Neil Patrick Harris posed nude for the cover of Rolling Stone except for a hat hanging off his wiener. And this morning, Adam Egat, is that your name? 5 fucking change it. And this morning, Adam woke up and said, "Hey, where's my hat?"
Sorry, battery hair in the cock.
It's on his dick. Go get it.
We're living in a golden age.
We're living in a golden age of Adam masturbating to interracial granny porn.
I told you that one in confidence. That's fine.
You know, George Clooney is engaged.
Sure.
How about that, huh? He and you were sort of the modern day, huh?
All the charities that Donald Sterling donated millions of dollars to are giving the money back to him.
Huh?
Well, that'll show him. It's not bad.
Very good one. Oh, what about this? A pit bull. What is it? To stop a pit bull attacking her daughter, a Texas man bit the dog. Well, that's an interesting story. A man bites a dog. It's not what I would call news.
Man,
huh?
do you write these for real? These come from the fucking YouTube subscribers or whatever.
Huh? Oh, you know the search for the Malaysian Airlines? Did you hear about the latest?
I heard it was missing.
Yeah, well, did you hear about the latest?
No.
Here, it's on this card.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
The search continues. In related news, a plane was spotted by some cavemen in the year 365 BC. I don't totally get it.
The final joke.
I have here the last joke.
From David Spade, a man in Chippewa. A man in Chippewa.
Did you help me like with that one? A man in Chippewa allowed a hyena to eat his penis after being told by a witch doctor it would help him become rich. Is it me or does it sound like that hyena and witch doctor were in cahoots?
Richard the Goat Fucker.
Michigan man Curtis Peterson received a 15-year prison sentence for having sex with his pet pit bull.
Are you gay?
What's that, lassie? Woof woof. Grandpa got stuck in a well? Woof woof. Oh, you got raped.
Cut my cock off.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay, here, what about this joke? Call me an old softy. But I'd prefer if you call me a distinguished gentleman with a flagging erection. In my opinion, if you're going to fight the war on terror, a good place to start would be this nation's haunted houses. Here's one for you, Adam.
Richard the
If you were a Russian prostitute on a date with serial killer Andrei Chikatily, aka the Rostov Ripper, and you couldn't achieve an erection, this was not your lucky day.
Oh, goodness.
Richard the Goat Fucker.
Self-described Canadian porn star Luca Rocco Magnotta heading to court soon for the grisly murder of his Chinese boyfriend. Magnotta allegedly killed Lin Yoon on videotape. He started by cutting Yoon's penis off, leading to his lover bleeding out live on videotape. Magnotta then went to his kitchen and placed his boyfriend's penis into a skillet, frying it until it was golden brown. While taking his last breath, Yoon witnessed his supposed soulmate feast on his genitals. After Yoon had perished, Magnotta began dismembering him, sending packages of his... I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
One day in the hopefully not too distant future, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is going to hear a loud popping sound, the sound of his head coming out of his ass.
Richard the Goat Fucker.
Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us. Here's one for Adam. A little joke.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, says the guy who didn't shove a bunch of Reese's up his ass.
Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us.
I have here the last joke.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, but I invented the light bulb up my ass.
I realized in therapy, Carl, that I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of living. Oh, no, I'm afraid of dying. You don't want to do a dirty joke, Carl.
Absolutely.
There you go, sir.
Okay. Police in Tennessee arrested a teenage girl when they found a loaded handgun in her vagina. When questioned, her boyfriend said, "I guess that explains why my cock kept getting blown off."
2 months later, we still haven't found Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. This looks like the work of Joran Vandersloot. Remember that character?
Yes. No.
Don't forget, He whacks off just like the rest of us. How about this one, Carl?
Okay. A 28-year-old med student is auctioning off her virginity online. For $300,000, you can have the worst sex of your life. That's good. A man in Chipata allowed a hyena to eat his penis after being told by a witch doctor that would help him become rich. Is it me, or does it sound like that hyena and witch doctor were in cahoots?
All right, George Clooney's engaged. The
Hey,
rich
George
and handsome
Clooney-
53-year-old told reporters, "It's time for me to settle down and start officially cheating on a heartsick and disillusioned spouse."
Hey, George Clooney may be a dapper fellow, dude. Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us.
Right. Some of the 200 Nigerian schoolgirls kidnapped by extremists in Nigeria have been forced to marry their kidnappers. And worse than that, they've been forced to laugh at their husbands' stories even after hearing them for the umpteenth time.
I have here the last
Richard the Goat Fucker.
joke.
Hey, how about this? If I had a gun to my head and had to pick a vice presidential candidate to have sex with, I would choose Sarah Palin and Spiro Agnew.
Malaysian Flight 370 is still missing. You know where they're going to find it? The last place they look. The pilot's last words, "I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane." That could be, yeah, that could be. You're giving me these great jokes, okay.
Can you do an African American accent?
try, yeah.
Okay. We'll give you an African American.
Your mom is so fat she developed type 2 diabetes and congestive heart failure. Snap!
Hey, George, my mother is so fat when she came to Vegas, they had to build another hotel.
I saw one time on Def Comedy Jam, and the guy goes, "You got the do-rag?" He goes, "You know, I'm fucking my woman, you know, and I don't want to answer the phone. Oh, shit, it could be a job, you know. And then, after you take the do-rag, you wipe off your dick with the do-rag." And I'm like, "No, I don't do that." But everyone in the audience is like, "Yeah, we all do that. We all wipe our dicks off."
You don't hear anymore about Bob Costas' infected eye. Who is stonewalling this investigation?
Richard the Goat Fucker.
What about this joke? If thinking that women are not funny, emotionally irrational, and less intelligent than men makes me sexist, then yes, I am sexist.
Snap! Okay.
Just to the
Here's
camera.
what I've learned. You beat up and toss one 19-year-old Hispanic hooker out of a moving car, and they never let you forget it. Isn't that true?
Don't
That is
forget,
funny.
he
That is
whacks off
real
just like the
funny.
rest of us.
Hispanic
I got to tell
hooker.
you about a story in Canada that happened. Don't forget, that's terrible. A guy was gay. It doesn't matter if he was gay or not.
Are you
But
gay?
he was a porn star, or he was in porns. I think he was a porn character actor. What? No, I don't know. They always call them porn stars, but there must be porn character
The
actors.
William H. Macy.
They can't all be stars.
Look, back in the old days, they were the great faces. The great penises, the great faces.
What a profile.
Yeah,
on
today
this
they're
one.
not. They're just all, no one can do an impression of the modern day porn stars.
Anyway, this guy was a porn star, and he was gay, and he had a lover, and he killed the lover and ate part of him, and then the rest of him he cut up, and he sent pieces of this guy's body to school children and some of the pieces to, I mean, this guy was a real jerk. Don't forget, he whacks off just like the rest of us.
Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff. You should let me read this ahead. Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh, wait, that's just assholes.
Are you gay?
It didn't get a laugh, but I'm laughing. That's very funny.
I have here the last joke.
Oh, have you ever heard of the genre of jokes? The Adam Egget jokes.
No.
They're jokes about Adam Egget.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I have not.
Yeah. Have you met Adam Egget?
Adam.
Yeah. So here's an Adam Egget joke, for instance.
Oh, they're always
April 15th is around the corner, and Adam Egget asked his accountant for his extension. Oh, sorry, that's his penis surgeon.
Cut my cock off.
Oh, my Lord. All right, we're going to do jokes. This is a section where we do jokes. It was announced this week that the Archie comics books will kill off the character of Archie in July. This is disappointing because if there's one Archie character that should die, it's that cocksucker Jughead.
Al Sharpton said that the FBI hired him to spy on the mob in the 1970s because if there's one thing the mob trusts, it's loud black guys.
When I die, I want my body donated to science. But more specifically, a scientist who is working on bringing dead guys back to life.
Oh, that's just, is that funny at all?
I have here the last joke.
This one is ripped from today's headlines. The search continues in the Indian Ocean for the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 as they listen and try to follow the pings. These guys sound like me always listening for pings. The pings are my Chinese neighbors. Jim and Ellen Ping. Time to do jokes!
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yes, it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million are racist, according
oh, no,
to
they're
this.
fine, man.
They're.
Jenny McCarthy recently got engaged to former New Kid on the Block, Donnie Wahlberg. They plan to marry on Retard Island.
How come none of my friends ever have a dungeon? Instead, they all just have rape dungeons.
I found the secret to life is there is no problem that a huge... No, I found the secret to life, Bob, and this is it. There is no problem big enough that a huge...
that a huge what?
No, I found out the secret to life.
Yes, oh great one.
Yes, and it is this. There is no problem big enough that a huge black cock cannot fix.
Didn't expect that at all. Didn't expect that with these, didn't see that.
I have here the last joke.
Oh, here's one.
Michelle Obama has booked a cameo on the ABC show Nashville. With this and her appearance on iCarly, I think Michelle is ready to start appearing in films. May I suggest my favorite film series, Black Ass Fuckers? It's actually...
This is the final joke.
I have here the last joke.
Chicago is now #1 in murder and sausages. That sounds like my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town.
Chicago.
They're jokes. Would you like to read one?
I would be.
This is a joke,
honored.
David Keckner, that is ripped from today's headlines, yesterday's headlines.
All right. The World Cup has arrived, so if you're wondering why your local bar smells, it's because all of the dirty foreigners. Dirty foreigners.
A recent report stated that there are over 65 active serial killers in the United States. What they don't know is there's actually 66. That's just between you and me.
Yeah.
I have here the last joke.
Brides Magazine released a list of 11 ways to be a terrible bride. They include don't interfere with the wedding planner, don't lie about how much the wedding cost your family, and coming in at #1, don't fuck your husband's best friends.
Oh, that's the worst.
More than one. I mean,
So here's a joke to read.
This is a long fucking
It's
joke.
a long joke.
I'll do
I
it,
know.
though.
I think it might work.
Harriet Thompson, 91, finished running the Rock and Roll San Diego Marathon in just over 7 hours, becoming the oldest person to complete a marathon and setting a world record for the fastest time in her age group.
Goodness.
Right? The previous record was set by Mildred,
Is it Mildred
I gotta
Kendrick?
start all over. The previous record was set by Mildred Kenilworth, who died during mile 1.
Oh, goodness. So she crushed that record. Kim and Kanye celebrated their baby Northwest's his name's Northwest, his 1-year birthday by throwing a big party. What's that?
It's a her.
Oh, it's a girl. Yeah, Northwest, of course. I should have known by the name. Anyway, she had her 1-year birthday, and they threw a big party with jugglers, a bouncy house, and a Ferris wheel. The bad news is that Northwest is a baby, so it doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
My dog shit snowman.
Cut my cock off.
Oh my Lord. This is all attitude. You have to say this with attitude. You have to read ahead.
A study has found that men are just as likely as women to spread gossip.
Richard.
At least that's what I heard Rick tell Brad, who, by the way, has a crush on Patty.
Oh, does she? Hey, Madonna, your friend, says she's planning to remake the movie Casablanca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, finally, somebody's going to get it right. The only things certain in life are death, taxes, and getting caught whacking off in a Target dressing room.
Are these your tips?
I've learned that the hard way. You know, cat ladies, they're so crazy, they're always thought to be crazy. You know who's even crazier? Snake ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They have all this.
Absolutely.
You're gonna really get a kick out of this one. Listen, so workers at a Harvard University library have discovered a book that's bound with human skin.
Ew.
I know,
God
it's disgusting.
almighty.
Anyway, they were able to determine that part of the body the skin came from after the book was grabbed by a sexy librarian and immediately expanded to 3 times its size. You know what I mean?
What about this one, Roseanne?
I have here the last joke.
President Obama, in a speech this past week, said that we should solve the bee problem.
The bee problem.
Oh, God, we elected a guy who sympathizes with bees?
Jesus Christ, what have we done? Here's jokes. Would you like to read a joke? Here you go.
An 89-year-old Washington man fought off a robber with a golf club. Though to be fair, the only reason the guy was swinging the golf club was because he mistook the robber for the grim specter of death.
Oh, goodness.
The grim specter of death.
A Pakistani father stoned his daughter to death for marrying a man of her own choosing, which means Pakistan's tourism board is going to have to find a new slogan to replace "Come to Pakistan." 3 whole days without anyone being brutally stoned to death by her own father.
You like that one?
These are Norm Macdonald.
No, here, this is an actual joke. This is an actual
These are
joke.
Norm jokes.
This is an actual joke.
It's kind of a weird feeling watching the Flintstones lately.
Yeah, it's weird. Watching Flintstones?
Sure, yeah, now, yeah.
How so?
With their Stone Age drive-in movies and their caveman bowling, it just seems so dated.
It does in a way. Do you know who Ives and Courier and Ives are?
No.
I don't either.
Really? That's where that's going to end?
Do you know Courier and Ives?
Courier the font?
The font. Hey, a cowboy at a rodeo in Georgia used his lasso to apprehend a gunman. At least this is according to a recent segment of America's hottest new game show. Georgia Police Blotter or episode synopsis from Walker, Texas Ranger. Oh, did you hear about John Kerry? This is torn right out of today's
Oh, yeah, today's paper. John Kerry says the latest terrorist threats against America are baloney, quote unquote, baloney. Then he went on to shout, "Why don't you pussies put your money where your mouth is?"
He's not.
In quotes.
Not. Here's another of the same. Which do you think is better?
Secretary of State Kerry calls the latest terror threats baloney. On his lunch meat danger scale, that's more dangerous than salami, but not as dangerous as turkey loaf.
You want to do one last joke?
Yeah.
I have here the last joke.
A list of the world's top 25 amusement parks was released this week, with Disney's Magic Kingdom coming in at number 1. Not making the list, Kyle's Rape Dungeon.
There's a new thing called This Week I Learned.
Oh.
And it's, you don't like the computer, but it's on hashtag This Week I Learned. Everybody writes This Week I Learned. You know?
Okay. It always seems to be me that learns these things every week.
Yeah,
which is
so
odd.
Adam Egan, This Week I Learned.
Let's see what I learned this week. This will be the hoot. This week I learned you can pay your dentist with blowjobs.
Here's one for Adam Egan. What's it for Adam Egan for some reason?
I do a terrible John Travolta impression, but I find the impression gets a lot better when my male masseuse is jerking me off.
Oh, gee. Oh, that was awful. You know, they had a big black mass devil worship this week, apparently. But I skipped it because I believe you can be just as close to Satan on a golf course as in some stuffy old satanic church.
It's really what's in your heart. Some biblical scholars now believe that Jesus Christ was married. They also believe he had the world's worst bachelor party.
That would not have been a good one.
Terrible.
Not a good one. What about this joke?
I love it. A Chinese man spent 10 years developing a suitcase that doubles as a motorized scooter. There's no word on whether he had any particular hopes or dreams.
Orange is the new black. But not in my apartment building. Kevin is the new black. Wow. Hey, what about this? Says an Alabama youth ministry group is under fire after putting up a billboard that quotes Adolf Hitler. To be fair, they did pick his most inspirational quote.
Man had died. Cause of death, everybody yelled surprise.
Hey, how about this? This is a joke.
Yeah.
But you gotta read it out loud.
I spent the last 2 weeks at Disneyland. It was so much fun. The next time I'm taking my wife and kids. Worst thing I've ever read. In World Cup soccer, Mexico defeated Cameroon 1-0, or as it's known in soccer, a blowout.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, very low-scoring games.
Who wrote these? The Enemy?
Do you know who Jonah Hill is?
Yeah, the actor, the little fat kid.
Yeah. How about this for a joke?
He's a friend of Tatum O'Neal.
Good God, you're down. Channing.
Jonah Hill says his heart is broken over the fact he was caught on camera calling a photographer a gay slur. And speaking of things that are broken, Jonah Hill's chair.